2025 is after next year, I'm out of it.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has been one of boxing's brightest stars, captivating fans with his raw power and explosive performances. With a career that has included multiple championship wins, thrilling knockouts, and a growing reputation as one of the most feared fighters in the sport, Davis seemed poised to dominate the boxing scene for years to come. However, the announcement that Davis plans to retire after 2025 has stunned both fans and boxing insiders alike. Despite having a lucrative 7-fight contract and a future filled with potentially career-defining matchups, Davis's decision to exit the sport has raised many questions. What led to this decision, and what does it mean for his legacy? The idea of Davis retiring in 2025 may seem premature to many fans who have been eagerly waiting for him to face some of the biggest names in boxing, like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia. The timing is curious, especially given that Davis has shown a desire to take on the biggest challenges. In fact, his refusal to fight Stevenson, one of the sport's rising stars, has left many perplexed. The tension surrounding his decision to retire is not just about the choice itself, but also about the personal reasons behind it, as well as his shifting relationships with key figures in his career. In a recent interview, Davis hinted at burnout, frustration, and dissatisfaction with the sport. He mentioned the mental and emotional toll of fame and the demands of boxing, noting that the sport had taken a toll on him in ways that fans might not fully understand. For a fighter who has been boxing since he was a child, the constant grind of training, promoting fights, and the media attention likely became overwhelming. Despite this, Davis has made it clear that there are still a few fights left for him, but many fans are now questioning why he feels such apathy toward the potential matchups that could define his career. Among the most pressing questions is Davis's stance on Shakur Stevenson, a fellow lightweight fighter who is often discussed as one of the next great champions in boxing. Davis has publicly dismissed Stevenson as an opponent, calling him a trash fighter, and downplaying the significance of a potential fight between them. This is surprising given the respect Stevenson has garnered from fans and analysts alike for his technical skills and defensive prowess. Many had hoped that a fight between the two would be one of the most exciting and challenging bouts of Davis's career, but Tank has shown no interest in taking it. In addition to his comments about Stevenson, Davis's decision to retire has been fueled by some personal frustrations with the sport. He has spoken at length about how the pressures of fame have affected his personal life, and some of these frustrations seem to be rooted in his relationships with figures like Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather has been a mentor and guiding force in Davis's career, helping him secure some of the most lucrative deals in boxing. However, their relationship has become increasingly strained in recent years. Davis has accused Mayweather of trying to hold him back, claiming that Mayweather didn't want him to surpass his own success, both in terms of breaking records and earning large amounts of money. Mayweather, in turn, has defended his actions, stating that he only ever wanted what was best for Davis and that he has always supported him. The tension between Davis and Mayweather raises an interesting question. Could the strained mentor-protege relationship be one of the underlying factors contributing to Davis's decision to retire? Davis's rise to fame has been closely tied to Mayweather's influence, but as Davis has become more successful in his own right, his desire for independence and control over his career has likely grown. Some boxing insiders believe that Mayweather's controlling nature may have played a role in the strained relationship, but others argue that Davis's own insecurities and frustrations have played a larger role. Compounding this situation, Davis has also had issues with his trainer, Calvin Ford, and manager Leonard Ellerb, who were noticeably absent from a press conference ahead of his upcoming fight against Lamont Roach in March 2025. This absence has led to further speculation about the state of Davis's career. While it's possible that the absence of these key figures was just a coincidence, it adds to the growing sense that Davis's team and those closest to him are no longer fully in sync. The news of Davis's retirement has sparked a heated debate among boxing fans and analysts. Some believe that Davis's decision is a natural one, with the fighter simply choosing to retire on his own terms. Floyd Mayweather himself has been a vocal advocate for retiring at the right time, stating that a fighter should leave the sport while still at the top of their game. Davis, stepping away before his career suffers any more physical or mental wear and tear, may be the best option, especially considering the pressures and struggles he has described. Others, however, feel that Davis's decision to retire could be a sign of missed opportunity, a reluctance to challenge himself against the sport's best fighters, and a desire to avoid taking on the biggest risks. Davis's reluctance to take on the toughest challenges in boxing has been a point of contention for many fans. While he has certainly proven himself as one of the most talented and dangerous fighters in the sport, there is a growing sense that he has strategically avoided some of the biggest fights of his career. Critics argue that Davis has carefully selected his opponents, opting for those who offer the best financial return with the least amount of risk. His decision to retire at a time when some of the biggest matchups in boxing could have been made, such as a fight with Shocker Stevenson, a rematch with Ryan Garcia, or a clash with Devin Haney, has left many questioning his true motivations. This strategy of avoiding dangerous opponents while still maintaining his status as one of the most bankable stars in boxing has led to accusations that Davis is simply looking to cash out on his name and reputation. While this is a logical move from a business perspective, it's not the kind of mentality that fans typically associate with a fighter who wants to leave a lasting legacy. Many boxing fans were hoping that Davis would take on these marquee matchups before stepping away from the sport, cementing his place in history as one of the greatest of his generation. However, as the announcement of his retirement looms larger, it feels as though Davis is choosing comfort over challenge and looking to secure his financial future rather than risking it all for a fight that could define his career. Adding to this frustration is the timing of Davis's retirement. His fight with Lamont Roach in March 2025 may generate some buzz, but it's far from the kind of high-profile, career-defining matchup that fans had hoped for. Roach is a talented fighter, but the excitement surrounding the bout pales in comparison to what could have been, such as a fight against Stevenson or a rematch with Garcia. As Davis prepares to close the chapter on his boxing career, it seems that the fights that could have solidified his place as one of the sport's greats are slipping away. Instead of facing the challenges that would have solidified his legacy, Davis is choosing a quieter exit, one that lacks the same level of intrigue and excitement that fans had been expecting. In the world of boxing, where legendary careers are often defined by the opponents a fighter faces, Davis's decision to retire now before some of the biggest matchups in the sport were even on the table has left many wondering what could have been. His talent is undeniable, but the reluctance to face the toughest challenges has left many questioning whether his career will be remembered as one of greatness or missed opportunity. Will Davis be remembered as one of the most skilled fighters of his generation, someone who could have done so much more if he had embraced the challenges ahead? Or will his legacy be defined by the fights he never took, the potential that never fully materialized? As Davis prepares to step away from the sport, boxing fans are left to reflect on what could have been. The looming question about his legacy, whether it will be one of greatness or what could have been, will likely continue to be debated as the sport moves on. The timing of his retirement may have caused some shockwaves in the boxing community, but only time will reveal how history will judge the career of one of the sport's most intriguing and controversial talents.